All right, hello. This is Kyle, and today I am going to show you how to make Factorio mod. I do not know how to make Factorio mod, so this is a guide for people who do not know how to make Factorio mod by someone who does not know how to make Factorio mod. All right, first thing you will want to do is you will want to go to your mod folder, the location of which can be found by Googling on the internet. Once you do so, you will see a lot of zip files. Those mean that you can't go inside of them unless you have special things. So what you want to do is you want to double click on them. And you see it will come up as a folder. And now you can go inside. Now that you go inside, you can snoop around and see what sort of things they have in here. So prototypes is usually where they have the fun stuff. So for example, we'll want to look at maybe offshore pump. What do they do? So let's see. This is not standard. Usually they have like some data raw pushback. So maybe I'll show you another one that I opened earlier. It was 5DIMS Infinite Research. So this one adds a technology called Braking Force 8 to the game, because of course Braking Force 7 wasn't enough. So you'll see you do data extend. I won't really be using that since that's to add new stuff, and I'm not good enough to add new stuff. I will instead show you how to modify. So to modify, we can make folder, new folder, and let's call this, as you might notice, it needs to be mod name underscore version. So let's call this xFrets. I do not know if apostrophe can be in there, so xFrets mod underscore 0.0.1. Now what do we need in here? It turns out there is only one file we need in here. If you look in here, what do you think it is? Indeed, it is info.json. So we will copy this, copy, and then we will go to our new mod and we will paste. And then we can open and you modify the things that obviously should be modified. So it is not called necessary crafting challenge. It in fact needs to be the same as this first part of the name. So it is called xFrets mod. The version is 0.0.1. The title is, and this is what shows up when you look at it. It is, let's say, not a good mod, 1 out of 10, don't recommend. And you do not want to lay the blame on yourself for this bad mod, so always add not before your name so they know it is everyone else who made this mod and not you. And let's call this, let's say the description is that it was not made by me. And dependencies, you can worry about that later. Alright, and now we have mod. Now how do we get Factorio to recognize that mod is there? Well, here is the magic of Factorio. Factorio knows mod is there because it is in mod folder. In fact, you do not even need to zip it. It will automatically see that mod is there. And as we are waiting for Factorio to load, I will tell you how to make mod do stuff. Because right now, Factorio just knows that mod is there. So let's duplicate this and turn it into a Lua file. Because Lua is the magic file that actually does stuff. And we'll want to call it data.lua. So the Lua files, there's 3 special ones. There's data.lua, data updates.lua, and data final fixes.lua. You want to use data.lua because otherwise the people in the modding Discord, modding channel in the Factorio Discord will yell at you for using the other ones. And you can use the other ones. Maybe I'll get into that later. So now how to modify something. In a previous attempt at this video, I tried making a new thing, but it turns out you need pictures and stuff, and I'm not good at that shit. So instead, we will be modifying. So what do we want to modify? As it turns out, there is this very useful page right here. I would memorize the source code and just memorize the URL, memorize the whole thing. If you tell me a exact character and line number in this, I could actually tell you the Unicode. For example, line number 2056 and character 5 of said line is a space. Anyways, so to if you're not good at memorization, you can just instead Google data.raw and let's specify Factorio because the internet does not know that Factorio consists of everything in life and should be the first result. So we go to data.raw and do not be overwhelmed by the long list of things. This is certainly everything in the entirety of the game, so no reason to be overwhelmed. So to get to the long page, you can go here, and this will tell you basically everything in the game. All the properties of everything, all the ingredients for the recipes, just everything. So, and if you're a wuss and need a more quote-unquote friendly layout, you can go here. And for example, accumulator, this is the type of thing. So you cannot add any new types. However, you can add new objects. So accumulator is of type accumulator. So let's see something that's less confusing. There is also electric pole. Where is electric pole? Electric pole, electric pole, electric turret, electric pole. So in electric pole, we have three things. Big one, medium one, small one, and substation. So, big electric pole. Let's modify that. Oh, and now that it has loaded, I will show you that, what did I call it? Xrets? What did I call it? It has been so long already that I forgot what I called it. Open subline text. If you have bad memory like me, because my memory is basically completely consists of the Factorio data.raw. Xfrets mod. Oh, this is not the name that will show up. This is the name that will show up. So we want to go to N. And you will see it automatically sees this mod and check marks it, even though we told the game it is not a good mod. So this is the only mod we have enabled, but it does not do anything. So let's make it do stuff. We will say data.raw, and this is how you access everything in Factorio. By the way, if you have problems with the dot thing, this is equivalent, in case you don't know Lua. I hope you know programming at the very least, or else you will get confused. So data.raw, we will do data.raw, and then the type is electric pole. And I apologize for not having a separate keyboard. I'm trying to type as quietly as possible, but it will still sound like ear rape. Alright, electric pole. And the big electric pole does not have big enough supply distance. So let's modify big electric pole. Big electric electric pole. I can type faster, but it would sound like ear rape. Electric pole. If you click on this, it will show you the properties that an electric pole has. So obviously, supply area distance will be the supply area distance of the electric pole. Now, it also tells us the type. It says double. And in case you do not know computer programming, this means that we should put a lot of 2's down. So let's say that this equals 2, 2. Now we will start Factorio. We need to restart Factorio unless you are doing stuff with control.lua, which does confusing stuff that we will not talk about for now. In the data.lua, you need to restart. So you will restart Factorio. It will load, and it will take forever because I have a Mac, and it is not a good computer. In particular, it takes, we must have done something wrong. So usually the error message are pretty self-explanatory. Fails to load, value must be a dictionary and property tree. That does not tell me much. However, we can look at this and see where we probably went wrong. Aha! I did not tell it to do supply area distance. Because otherwise we're telling it that the big electric pole itself is the number 22, which is not true. It is actually a table of things which specifies what the big electric pole does. So this is the simplest type of mod, just modifying things. To make a mod that adds new objects, you will need images. And if you go to electric pole, it will tell you the mandatory properties. And these are not all the mandatory properties, because big electric pole is, furthermore, a type entity with owner. And type entity with owner also has its own properties. Now, entity.owner is of type entity. It might actually tell you everything here. Supply area distance. So you need pictures, you need connection points. Let's see. Prototype entity needs icons. So it doesn't tell you, you can even see which ones are optional from here. So the mandatory ones will be first. You need an icon. You need a supply area distance, pictures, and a table of wired connection points. And if you want to make a new thing, I would choose something simple, like an item, which does not need a bunch of pictures. So let's go into our autosave. And now we will see that big electric pole has big boy distance. And that is how you modify things. The way you add things would be you can instead do another thing that I will cover perhaps in a future video if I'm not lazy and I figure out how to mod. So that will conclude how to modify things and get your first mod started. I would just go to this data.raw. Again, you get to it by data.raw Factorio, clicking on the first link that is obviously what you want because you are a smart person unlike me, and looking at what all the things do. And most of this is pretty self-explanatory. I would also recommend going to the Factorio Discord, which you can find by Googling Factorio Discord, obviously, and doing the necessary things to join said Discord. And then going to mod making, and then looking at the pins, which absolutely no one does and annoys the hell out of everyone in the mod making sub-thread thing because no one looks at it and they constantly have to direct people to look at it. So I would look at this. I say it isn't a lot of extra information, I just wanted to make electric poles big, and why do I have to read this huge modding tutorial with all these things that mostly won't be like, super relevant, whatever. I just wanted to modify electric poles. Well, this shows you how to do that. And for the most part, you can figure that out. If you want to do something and you don't know how to do it, usually you can find a mod that's similar. So for example, if you want to overhaul completely the game, you can look at Pyanodon's mods and just copy what they do, because obviously that is a smart thing to do as someone who is just starting out. So we can just go to Pyra ores. Let's see what's in there. And holy crap, there's a lot of stuff. Let's get scared and just play Factorio instead of modding. Okay, well, eventually you will get unscared and decide to do something simple with your life. So, hope that you find an idea that you want to do. Again, I would just find an idea of something you want to modify, and that's pretty simple. And then figure out the numbers in data.raw and modify it. So it's pretty simple. Factorio is pretty simple to mod. And if you can't figure it out like me, then you're dumb. But don't worry, I'm dumb too. So hope that this tutorial was at least somewhat helpful. I know it probably isn't. Uh, well, probably is, because I know I'm great as well. Anyways, have a great day. Goodbye.